Hello and welcome to this, our 10th lesson on SQL and relationships. So models map well onto databases using the active record pattern. Rails also uses convention over configuration to represent the relationships between objects. So we can see our user, which is going to be our LinkedIn app for our LinkedIn. He has, or she has, one bio, and the bio belongs to user. So this is an example of convention. We're using these words to represent our different relationships in the database. This is a one-to-one relationship, but we're going to be making several different types of relationships here. We can see the bio is a one-to-one. We have a user with the first name, last name, age, username, and password. The bio relates to that. There's one bio for one user. There's also a one-to-many relationship. So our user has many roles in his or her lifetime. So those will be different roles. Title, company, and position ID are the attributes that represent those. And also we can have a pay range for those roles, which is through a relationship. So that's a more complex one-to-many relationship, where the pay range relates to the roles, but is then fed back to the user. We also have a many-to-many relationship. So, for instance, one user can have many skills, and lots of users can have different skills as well. So one user has one bio. One bio belongs to one person. That's a class that belongs to another class, and this has a foreign key that is automatically set up for us by Rails. In the database, it would be our master table singular with ID on the end. So user ID would be added to the bio. So let's have a look how we do that. Well, we make our new app, Rails New LinkedIn, and then we generate a bio model with an image, which is a string, in this case, description, which is text, job title is a string as well, published is Boolean, true or false, so whether the bio is published, and then we've got the user references, which creates a foreign key within the bio that relates to the user. This is automatically created. This then creates a migration, which we can create with Rails DB migrate. So that will have a table with bios, and table.string is the element within the table is an image, a description, which is text, job title, which is a string, and Boolean, true or false. And we've also got this automatically added t.references user foreign key true, so it is relating to the user table. So we do rate DB migrate, and we can see in our schema a representation of the tables and relationships in the database. So at the bottom of bios, we've got t.index user ID, name index bios on user ID. So that means that the bio is relating to the user's table, and this is a one-to-one relationship. So we've run rate DB migrate, and we can look in our database and see the SQL that has been created for the bios within our schema table. We can then add data to our tables with our seeds.rb. So similar to what we've done before, we can create an array of users, so that's fine. Notice that I've used a bit of code here to represent the description on different lines. This is a good trick, and the .strip gets rid of the spaces within the string that's created. Now here, this is a bit more interesting. We've got our bios, which we've created an array of objects, and we map over our, or we do each block over all our users and use an index to create bio. So create bio is a method which we can call on each user, and we use the bios index because the bios, I've arranged this array of objects in the same order as the users. So these will be assigned, these bios will be assigned to the correct user. So this gives us a one-to-one database relationship. The descriptions are quite long, so it's quite hard to see this table, but we've selected all from bios and we can select all from users, and we can see that the IDs for each of the bios relate to the user's ID. So they're linked through this ID. We can then look in our console and we can look at how to assign a bio to a new user. So we can create a user and we can create a bio, but then we need to, so we've got our create bio here, b equals create bio. User.bio equals b. So we've just simply assigned that to the bio of the user. But we also have Rails creates for us methods called build bio and create bio, following the same pattern as we saw before, where the build bio will need a save, whereas create bio does the save into the database at the same time. So build bio here needs to have a save after the build user.save. So we can do user.build bio, and then we do need to call save on the user to save that bio. The create bio creates it automatically. So we've got has one, belongs to, and entered ID creates a one-to-one relationship in the database. An active record convention enforces the one-to-one relationship in the database. Next time, we're going to look at one-to-many relationships.